Hey guys, Tyrup here bringing you a 2v2 today. We're on Eindhoven country. Today spawning in the north we have OmniGuy playing as US forces. Straight away going for Airborne. Teaming up with him is CrossFire, also with USF, going for Recon support. From the south we have ch4k4L as OKW, who has Overwatch, Scavenge and Elite Armored. Finally Toyota RAV4 as Ostheer, who has Luftwaffe supply, close air support, and Encirclement. That's a pretty unusual lineup of commanders there. So Patreon backers submitted game. In terms of rankings, OmniGuy around rank 330, CrossFire rank 5, ch4k4L rank 130-ish, and RAV4 around rank 400. So a bit of a slow start for the allies. CrossFire going for those Pathfinder starts. Take a while to come off cooldown at the start of the game, and just in general take a while to cool down. At the moment though, the Axis is not getting too aggressive. You can see Toyota RAV4 sitting back, covering the fuel.
We have a fresh grenadier squad. Let's go!
Empire is a little bit isolated. ch4k4L looking to push in. OmniGuy with a nice heavy cover position, and leaving this squad behind means that this fog screen has no chance. Empire is getting shredded over here by the Pathfinders as well. Bit of a rough start there for ch4k4L. Heavy cover position now, should pay off quite nicely though. Pathfinders though could come in from the flank. Oh, I don't know why ch4k4L jumped out of cover over there. Should just stayed behind the heavy cover. Yeah, that didn't work out too well. Try a soft retreat. Avoid the Pathfinders. Okay, volley fire, don't see that too often. Activated by CrossFire, it does manage to suppress. Grenadiers have to get out of there. The INR Pathfinders fighting strong. CrossFire very late starting up the tech here though. He's got the 3 Pathfinders out now. Could build an ambo as well. Has low health on a couple of these Pathfinders. And there we go, re-echelon getting around the side. Pathfinder's sticking behind the heavy cover. Oh, but here comes some grenadiers. Going to shut down the re-echelon on the flank. MG might be able to hold its ground. Switching over, trying to suppress this flanking squad, but we've got another squad coming around the corner as well. So the MG does have to get out of there eventually. Empire is switching sides. Heavy cover position for ch4k4L. Might allow him to win that one, or be close. Bringing in the stern post to secure that win. The bunker coming up at the moment for Toyota RAV4, but a couple of squads coming out on low. They will get picked off pretty quickly by those Pathfinders. Their crit on the low health models. And here come the Grenadiers teamed up with the Pyos, going to overwhelm CrossFire. Didn't manage to decap anything. Axe did stay connected to their fuel, but they're definitely falling behind. Ooh. Squad wipe. Could we get one in return? Chasing enough the Pathfinders, not quite. Cinder grenades doing quite a lot of health damage, actually reasonably effective in that scenario. And here comes the captain. Awkward cover positions at the moment for the Axis. And the lieutenant coming around the corner now as well. Captain drops quickly. Cinder grenade into the path of the lieutenant, so they don't want to chase through that gap. But late retreat here from ch4k4L. Soft retreat around the corner. Oh boy, but then he let it rip too early. Oh, that's a miracle. A Christmas miracle. Even though we're a couple weeks past that for ch4k4L. He's not going to get any gifts this year. Try to activate the wipe indicator. Well, there's not much going on. It was a good idea though, backing away. Try soft retreat. Just should have kept soft retreating. Not just hit retreat, especially when there's all the flames going in there. Okay, stormtroopers. The Toyota RAV4. It's actually, you know, not a bad idea. Should be able to sneak into close range on the Pathfinders. Get some good damage done. Sprinting forwards with those. Double Pathfinder retreats and clearing the arc of the machine gun before they get suppressed as well. Going into camouflage now. ch4k4L only going for 3 Volksgrenadiers. It's already put down the mid truck, but going for another truck already. So it looks like it's going to be a flak panzer rush. Thing is, you know, with OKW going for the flak panzer rush, since you don't need to upgrade the flak gun on the tech structure, you don't really get a benefit from putting the flak base out on the map, stabilizing your territory control situation. So trying to push it out super early on is actually not that strong. And I would recommend probably trying to get a at least a Jaeger Light squad before then. Maybe a Jaeger Light and machine gun, or a Recon if you're up against light vehicles. No light vehicles at all from the allies though, so might be able to avoid that. Pretty good stormtrooper work so far for Toyota RAV4. A little bit out of position. Chase down. Usable infiltration grenades. And Omni going for a forward ambo here. So retreating these troops across to heal back up. Got some bars, it sounds like, on those Pathfinders, and they catch the Pyros on retreat. But, you know, CrossFire getting well contained by these stormtroopers. They're Vet 1 now as well, so they've got their out of combat healing, so he doesn't have to retreat to heal them up. It's just to stay out of combat for a little bit longer. We do have a bazooka on that rear echelon squad. Oh, Stimpos. Close one. Okay, machine gun from ch4k4L. Though, you know, up against mass Pathfinder spam, I do question the effectiveness of a machine gun. They have such long line of sight. You can very easily avoid running into machine guns. I suppose OmniGuy only has one Pathfinder, but yeah, I do worry that that won't be very strong. Oh, Pathfinder goes down. That was a huge burst from the LMG Grenadier. Okay, well that might make the machine gun a little bit more effective. No Pathfinder on the left-hand side of the map at least. That's where the MG's probably going to be camped a little bit more often. And the Axis have slowly worked their way forwards after a bit of a rocky start. But you can see, you know, ch4k4L with a fair amount of manpower, still, you know, maybe close to 2 minutes of fuel away from a tank. Okay, he's going to go for the Recon in the meantime. But yeah, it kind of shows like what was the point in building the Schwerpanzer headquarters. Oh, what was upgraded with a flak gun as well. Don't need to do that for the flak panzer. Yeah, but what was the point in getting the tech structure up so early? I suppose he did end up upgrading it with the flak gun. Ordinarily, better off not doing that. Spending your resources on more field presence. Since that's how the timings will line up. OmniGuy tried to push too far forwards with that machine gun. Got caught out slightly. Here comes some reinforcements though. Oh wow, we've got a Greyhound from CrossFire. Guess it was a slightly slow Greyhound in terms of command points. You see OmniGuy and ch4k4L already at 6. Here comes the pack. A lot of shock blockers around here though, so it's going to be very hard to get a shot off with this pack. And that is a nasty amount of firepower there for CrossFire. Pack missing. Oh, connecting that time. Partial dodge on the rifle nade. Could go for an attack round, but going to try crawl forwards. Here come the grenades. A lot of health damage. Pack, no attack round action. Greyhound's still trying to hide. Out the back. Here we go, attack round. Oh, miss. Greyhound very easily could be dead here. Oh, there it goes. Well done by Toyota RAV4. And the grenade spam of ch4k4L there really working nicely against CrossFire. Oh, that is a fast Scot for OmniGuy. CrossFire floating a huge amount of manpower, by the way. The Recon plane. It's a major Recon pass. Spotting for the Scot, and that's getting to work on the MG. You can see a rebuild on the Pathfinder as well for OmniGuy. Excuse the interruption, someone was at the door. Getting back into it. Okay, and now we've got a Jaeger Light squad out for ch4k4L. So yeah, the fast tech not really doing too much for ch4k4L. Goes for a good number of units before the tank arrives anyway. And you know, maybe you could get the tank earlier conceivably, but you know, going like 2 squads down isn't really going to help you out too much in controlling that map territory. Okay, stormtroopers sprinting across. And, oh boy, that's a nasty ambush. And gets the wipe with it too. That's actually a cheeky tactic from Toyota RAV4. You see the Stormtrooper camo lasts for quite some time after they leave cover. And you get the passive sprint with the ambush training in this as well. Doesn't quite manage to line this up. If he did move to this, maybe could have got the wipe there as well. And maybe actually the... Oh yeah, that wasn't actually off cooldown, so probably not. Oh, Recon? Decrewed? And stolen? Whoa, what was it doing all the way up there? Well, that is not good for ch4k4L. I guess it was chasing in after the Scot. Risky stuff. And that is a big loss because, you know, sometimes USF, you know, they can save some resources. Don't have to power drop in an anti-tank gun anymore. Have that Recon instead. And ch4k4L not going to go for the Flak Panzer, going to go for the Panzer IV.
German infantry.
Understandable with the way that his resources were lining up.
The medal, boys. Promotion
Flak Panzer, you really want to hit at that early timing, and
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture
the way this build was working out wasn't really going to be the case. Some paratroopers out for CrossFire. Looks like he airdropped in the combat group. There's a Pakoi now as well. Comes the Sherman too. Toyota RAV4 meanwhile has a lot of resources floating at the moment. Hasn't managed to put down his tech. Has tech's battle phase 3. Pies are on the retreat now though. Can pretty much go straight for a Panther. There's a lot of manpower spare as well, so could even be worth considering just building another Pyre at this stage, or slightly earlier than this. Double Pyre is pretty good for repairs, and make sure your tech actually happens on time. Pack getting very ambitious, coming in for some damage under. Oh boy, this is not going well for RAV4. Grenadier goes down. Does get away with the pack. Disappearing into the smoke there. That was a very risky pack maneuver. Still hasn't backed away far enough with that pack either. Stormtroopers pick up the MG42. Okay. Not very good for them, honestly. Since you're looking for the run and gun wipes on them, but see what they can do. They don't get like an ambush bonus coming out of camouflage either. So it's not like the commandos. Being said, I'm not 100% sure the commando bonus applies to weapons. In fact, it might not. I think I looked it up at one stage, but I can't remember. Cal has its work cut out. Couple squads squeezing around the corner here. Oh, there's a fighting position out the back there though, but this squad does manage to thread the needle, getting through that gap. Faust onto the Scott. Sherman back healthy again. A lot of fighting here through the centre. Pack still out back. Nothing to support at the moment for RAV4. But there is in the build though. Looks like the Axis are going to have to take a backward step in the meantime. Losing control of the far side, so they're going to be back on the triple cap. They're already a little bit low on VPs. Coming out to the side though with the Jaeger lights. Does have vet on that as well. Could be a reasonable opportunity for a booby trap once that gets captured. Rebuild on the Recon as well from ch4k4L. Did have a fuel cache down by RAV4 as well, getting through some of that manpower float. It's not a bad idea. And because he has ambush camouflage, going for an extra machine gun, not a horrible idea. They won't get spotted by the Pathfinders from long range, won't be quite as vulnerable. Makes more sense for him than it does for ch4k4L playing as OKW. Comes through the centre though. ch4k4L got to be careful. A little bit slow backing away with the P4. Looks like this anti-tank gun though doesn't connect for a second shot. Getting nearby, doesn't quite fire either. Double Scott Sherman combo working nicely. Axis bleeding a lot of manpower trying to push in here, not getting a heck of a lot done, but AT gun briefly does get decrewed. And the LMG Greens are not giving up on it. There it goes, decrewed again. Panther feels like maybe that's a bit of a green light to get something going. There is a Jackson out the back. There's also a pack supporting the Panther though. Oh, Volksgrenadiers go down. Didn't see that, I would guess. To one of these Scots. 10 kills on that one. Sherman actually doing pretty well. 11 kills already.
A capture point. Enemy Panther! Battle positions!
There's a 4 looking for some damage. Oh boy, look at all that damage from those Scots. So much manpower bleed for ch4k4L. The planes called in by OmniGuy as well. Generally not a big fan of that kind of activation, but will allow the allies to get some reasonable territory control going. But yeah, it didn't really threaten a kill on any vehicles. And RAV4 paying the price, leaving that pack on low health. Oh, and the Panzer IV actually driving back through the danger zone before the second plane had been shot down. He's kind of behind the building. Maybe that will soak a couple of the shots though. Here it comes. Too bad. Action Sherman coming around the corner looking for the Panzer IV, the Axis. Unable to save that decrew pack. Suppression working nicely here at the moment. There's a Werfer strike. Oh, I thought I heard a Werfer strike. Apparently not. Very daring stuff there from ch4k4L, but pays dividends. Jackson does end up going down. Oh, but the... Did the Scot just get that kill? And the P-47's back from the dead. Thought that would be long gone. Come back, do some big damage to the Panther. Lieutenant goes down for OmniGuy. Like how he decrewed out the back. We had the 105 artillery drop during that as well. Carnage. It's just so much carnage. Hard to say who came out on top of that one. Ooh, that was a really strong start for the Werfer. Anti-tank gun decrewed. Squad wiped. The Recon in there trying to finish off the decrewed anti-tank gun as well. Oh, but smoke to cover that up. Ouch. A bit slow to get repaired up. That's what I was talking about. Maybe a second pyro squad would be quite helpful. RAV4 does have quite a lot of manpower spare at the moment. Shooting out to the far side, but Panther not really in a position to assist. And yeah, maybe RAV4 could squeeze in like one more Panther, a double Panther attack, as well as a Pyro squad. That would be pretty strong.
Squad, shut it. We are receiving new orders.
Stormtroopers. But maybe they'll be waiting for that Sherman to drive away. Now's the time. Here they go. Quick reactions though from CrossFire. And it's not really that suited to chasing with that LMG. Bit of that anti-synergy there for RAV4. Pretty good ambush though. Okay, Panther out now for ch4k4L, replacing that lost Panzer IV. Do also have enough munitions for close the pocket now for Toyota RAV4. That could be a spicy meme. Not enough for combo with brake supply line yet. But especially given the forward reinforcement and healing action from the WS team at the moment, if you could close the pocket on this area, that would be just devastating. Can that get cut off? Would be possible, but pretty difficult, honestly. Looks like they're in that sector. Yeah, probably not actually. Either way, Axis in control of 2 of the victory points at this stage. They are down by about 100 points though. Got a second Scot out now. It does feel like the Allies are maybe slightly lacking in the anti-tank department. She saw a reboot or like a fresh rifle squad from OmniGuy. Interesting. And the extra anti-tank grenades. Always helpful, I suppose. Back at base. Panther pushed a little bit too far back. We've got the cluster bombs coming down. Oh, late reaction from RAV4. Oh, 1 squad down. They're in quite a risky position right now. Okay, he's backing out. Jackson slamming home the damage from long range. Axis cowering in their base at the moment, getting pushed all the way back by those cluster bombs. But yes, second Panther in construction for RAV4. There's plenty of manpower to rebuild his lost infantry stocks. Oh boy, the Recon was in a nice position there. That could be the end of Chakal's Panther. Oh, big mistake. Firing that shot, I believe that exposed him in the fog of war. If you put that on hold fire, didn't activate the blitz either. The Panther hit Vet 1 there. Chakal paying the price. Big loss on that Panther. Good Recon positioning though from OmniGuy. Oh, look at that. So much damage coming down. Oh, but closer pocket. It's active. Uh-oh. Allies trying to get out of here as quickly as they can. Oh, boy. Ammo goes down out the back. Looks like a 50 cal got lost. Oh, OmniGuy didn't notice this rifle squad all the way forwards there. That also goes down. Let's drop a few more bombs for good measure. Well, there we go. Close the pocket. It did end up catching these units. I was unsure, you know, they're kind of like right on the corner. But it did end up devastating.
The enemy is overrunning one of our
And
capture
there you
points.
go.
Pathfinders
Pretty good. Close the pocket there. Needed for the Axis after Chakal losing that Panther, losing the Recon. Got to recrew that, I think he was. Getting a lot of damage done to OmniGuy. What's this? Ambo, 50 cal. Squad of Riflemen. Don't know if CrossFire lost anything. I don't think so. But yeah, so far RAV4 with a strong showing. There's some good encirclement tactics. There are double Panthers coming out to the side, and CrossFire is actually very vulnerable to this kind of play. No snaring squads. Maybe a little bit lacking in anti-tank as well. Strike coming through, but oh, too bad. Oh, one Panther misses. Jackson hanging on by a thread, so is the Sherman. Panther's charging forwards, but here come reinforcements from OmniGuy. Bring in his Recon as well. Panther's trying to get out now. Close call, lucky break for CrossFire. Easily could have lost the Jackson. But yeah, that's good action from RAV4. I think that's what he should be aiming to do, especially on the right hand side. As I was saying, CrossFire with no snares should have a very easy time with those double Jacksons. Stay away from OmniGuy's side, though. OmniGuy down to just one rifle at this stage.
What the hell am I meant to do? MG-42! Get down!
Crossfire pushing back out. Axis trying to set up the triple cap here. Stormtroopers sneaking in. Bring out the incendiary grenade now as well. Paratroopers are reinforcing off that beacon. Stormtroopers give up early. Oh, no munitions for the Faust there. I think that's what Toyota RAV4 is aiming for, but denied. Oh, Pathfinders drop their artillery. That machine gun gets annihilated. It's easy to miss that happening as the Axis player. It's a devastating ability. Now Crossfire with a huge army. He even has a Sherman decrewed out the back, so he's pretty much at 100 pop cap now. It's a worth a strike. Pretty good. Oh, the paratrooper's still alive. One of them was coming in from the air. I was like, surely we would have seen the wipe indicator for that if that died, right? And he's paradropping down. Oh, that was a lucky break for OmniGuy. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that. Crazy. So that Werfer getting off to a very strong start for Toyota RAV4. 18 kills, Vet 2 already. The plane's called in by OmniGuy to buy a bit of breathing room from those Panthers. Shkal has put down the mechanized truck as well, assisting with the repairs. Rebuild on the Grenadier from RAV4 as well, I believe. Oh. Scott's hitting hard through the centre. Axis doing their best to hold on to the VPs. They are still down by about 100. In spite of some good fights. Sounds like the planes have timed out, so the Panthers returning to the front lines. RAV4 steaming through the centre, which is, I think, not ideal. They're backing away. Here comes another Werfer strike. There go the Pathfinders. Paratroopers still alive, though. Oh, big grenade. There go the Stormtroopers. They dropped the MG-42 as well. The Panthers heading out in that direction now, though. With their machine guns should be able to force us away. No buildings on this side of the map to deploy these stormtroopers from. In fact, this is the only building on the map left at the moment. So we'll have to just spawn them off the... Oh boy, Shakal, that's sloppy. Leaving that squad in the centre for too long. And now the Panther taking a few hits as well. Here And the double Panthers from the side, they're steaming in. Jackson's spinning around. Panthers going after the Jacksons first. They're driving past the anti-tank guns quite effectively. There's some big frag bombs out the back. Or cluster bombs, rather. There goes one Panther. Jackson's one shot from death. Panther finishing the job on that. Here comes ch4k's Panther getting involved. Oh, big miss. And that Scott out the back didn't go down either. Not a bad idea from RAV4, but just needed a little bit more. Maybe like a pack pushing through from this angle. Maybe ch4k bringing in his Panther earlier. Ultimately, wasn't that successful. Yeah, out the back, cluster bombs taking down a bunch of infantry as well. Pretty good worth a strike again, though. Just a hair of vet away from vet 3 now. RAV4 decided to build a Grenadier again. It looks like he lost those stormtroopers basically as soon as he fielded them. Did have enough to go for another Panther immediately. Meanwhile, ch4k going for a walking Stuka. Good thing about the walking Stuka is that it can actually just do reasonable damage to the Scots. You can soften them up, maybe then they can die to just like 2 shots from the Panthers. Make them easier to kill, or maybe just put them out of commission, out for repairs for longer. Not probably what you should ideally be targeting with the walking Stuka, but you know, catch them on the edges can be pretty helpful and help the walking Stuka vet up as well. Here it comes. P5 on the ISG, by the way, steady performer. Sight from the okay, here comes the walking Stuka. Let's see what that can do. And the rockets coming down. Rifleman just gets obliterated. Recon does as well. Roofer not quite as successful, but that was a great start to the walking Stuka. After stopping the capture on the far side. Could even get the wipe. Chasing in after it. Could have popped the blitz. Oh, it gets it too. Well done by RAV4. Jackson was chasing in after the other Panther. Sherman, though, could get a wipe on the other side. Main gun facing the wrong direction. Oh, but as soon as it faces the right direction, pinpoint shot. Points a drain from the Axis, though. They're getting low. Got another 105 ready for ch4k.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Don't want that Panther to be sitting right next to the flag like that, giving away its position. And Axis continuing to try and fight for the center when, you know, it's free real estate out on the right. Might have to get blasted 24/7 by Scots. Here comes the 105 artillery, catching these tanks getting repaired. Here goes the machine gun. Panther coming in from the side as well, covering the capture. Lucky break for CrossFire. Easily could have lost his vehicle crews there.
A Panther has arrived from the fatherland.
And a second Panther now for RAV4. Let's see if this can get the job done. A lot of repairs at the moment for the Allies. They're down one Jackson as well. So this could be a pretty effective timing to attack. ch4k's Panther up to full strength. Facing the wrong direction though at the moment. Not ideal. Here we go. Panthers are steaming in. ch4k's starting things out on the left. RAV4 pushing in now himself. In the smoke. Here we go, but Jackson has been recruited by now for Crossfire. Kitten has also been recruited. Panther's stopping in front of the Kitten. That's not ideal. Does manage to take down one of the Jacksons. Now trying to back out. The Panther ends up going down. Panther staying in. Rakitten has spun around to face it though. And the Jackson's there as well. That's the Vet 3 Jackson at that. Some big hits on that Panther. I think ideally RAV4 would have had slightly better control over his double Jacksons. I mean, double Panthers. Oh, main gun crits. No! Heartbreaker for ch4k4L. Oh, no.
We have lost a pack gun.
And it was an aggressive move from Crossfire, but it pays off in spades. Oh, boy. But yeah, I think ideally RAV4 could have kept the healthy Panther in there, because they were pretty close to turning the corner as long as they, you know, negated that Rakitten, stayed out of the arc of it. The Axis could have stayed in and done a lot of damage. But backed away with both of them, end up losing the low health one anyway. And really kind of left his teammate footing the bill, you could perhaps say. Not losing his Panther. But yeah, if they just took down Crossfire's Jackson, which I think they could have done, would have been a field day on all those Scots. Would not have had nearly enough defenses. Just did do a reasonable job. Capping on the edges though throughout all that. They're down to just 35 VPs though. Infiltration grenade action, gets that very low, and there's that booby trap there still, but a friendly fire from the Sherman. Gives up on the cap idea. Oh, is this the end of the Rakitten? Yes, gets decrewed. Here comes the walking Stuka. Oh, catches the amber with the last rocket. That was a monster. Oh, and there go the paratroopers. They got laser beamed down. Oh, and there goes the pack as well. Big rocket artillery out the back. Or the Axis. Panther ready to rumble again. Rebuild on the Panther for ch4k4L also. Got a Brumbier now for RAV4. Do have a pack over here that can get recruited, and same story with the Rakitten as well, so can build some, or can recover some anti-tank guns. The Allies make life quite difficult for this Brumbier. I think another Jackson was still the way to go. Allies are a little bit lacking in the anti-tank department. As long as you know, stay mobile. Out of the arc of those double anti-tank guns. Double Panther action could be quite effective. Double off-maps called in by the Allies though into the centre. A lot of damage onto RAV4's tanks with that. And Axis are back on the drain. About to tick under 30 points now. Jaeger Light's making a break for the far side, but it's guarded by the Sherman, so that's not really going to happen. Anti-air activators. Panther coming around the long way, popping the blitz. Still low in health. Getting around the rear.
Continue the push. They have 25 points left.
Where's he going with this? Not entirely sure. Oh, he's activated, he's going to close the pocket again. There he goes. Well done. Allies trying to scatter from the masses of artillery. Jackson coming back through this area. Get away from the double Panthers, but double Jacksons, but unsuccessful. Here comes Shakal's Panther though, and picks off the Vet 3 Jackson. Nicely done. Opportunistic play, and it works out nicely. Pocket is re-secured though. Did CrossFire lose a Scott during that as well? He's just the Sherman and the Jackson, it looks like. Oh, the allies are in there jamming the capture with the rear echelon. MA3 cluster bombs coming through as well. Gonna hurt for the Axis. But do manage to neutralize. Those rear echelon didn't come into the center. Sherman could go down now as well. Oh, there we go. Well done by Shakal. Good bit of Panther action. Working out for him nicely. Eagle Light's heading out to the far side as well. It's a good idea. The Brumbear working in the center without those Jacksons. A lot more success. Here comes the walking Stuka. There goes the pack. Axis turning things around here late, but they've just got 5 points left. It's such a struggle. Oh, gets the D crew. Oh, and everything. Recon goes down as well. The rocket artillery for the Axis has been really strong this game. Very good barrages from them. Good scatter on the rockets as well. Look at army sizes, you can see it's actually pretty even. Crossfire is still quite high. He did have so many resources in reserve. Can rebuild his army quite quickly after all of that. But yeah, overall army sizes are quite similar. Still a few more decrewed weapons on the Allied side, so they can pump back up even faster. We've got a bunker on the far side from RAV4. It's not a bad idea. Might be a little bit too far back. I think the machine gun will cover the entire arc, but perhaps won't have sight of the far edge these days. We'll be right. We'll be alright. Bit of Brumbear action. Need a light going down. Yeah, you heard the announcer. 75 points left for the Allies. They're also getting very low. This is doing a good job of holding on to the center. Pack decrewed so quickly. Here comes a Jagdpanzer though from Shakal. I think that's also a pretty good idea. And here we go. He's making it happen, but we've got the double anti-tank guns there. And that Panther takes a main gun crit again. Maybe he'll get some lucky bounces. No. Shakal's like, I should have known better. I should have known better. Oh boy. And the double Jacksons refuse to miss as well. Oh boy. Shakal making a dash for that far side though. 65 points left for the Allies. Axis really lacking in the anti-tank department now though. Bit of attack ground action with the Recon through the building. Axis trying to go for the center still. We've got that Scott there. Looks like the Jaeger Light's going to jump on the anti-tank gun, go for the Scott kill. And there it goes. Well done by Shakal. Good awareness of the situation. Actually, the other Scott, we've got a Werfer strike coming in now as well. To the paratroopers. Gets them very low, but they're still alive. Can't say the same about the Grenadiers. They do go down. Same story with the pack. Jackson's charging in, looking for the walking Stuka. Settle for the pack kill. Can this bunker pin in time? That's the big question. So Crossfire not going to even stick around to find out. Doesn't have enough munitions for another off-map, which could maybe deal with that bunker. And there we go, Axis getting the decap.
Consolidate our forces. We're left with 50 points. M8 ready for battle. Eyes on the shooter.
Trying to hold on at the moment. The Axis, they're doing well. 40 points left for the Allies.
Fire in the engine bay. Go ahead.
Gets a Faust off. Gonna be a triple cap running. We got a Greyhound from CrossFire called in, which I think is a pretty good idea at this stage. Can use the raid tactics as well, remember. To do some capping.
Pathfinders on station and ready for action.
Gonna just use that to clear off the Vulture Medias first and foremost, though.
Points.
Decapping now. But 11 points left. I think the Axis have got this one.
We're down to 10 points, damn it.
Oh, good old floater with that Brumbeer. Just doing a good job of holding on to the center. And there we go. Back from the brink. What a crazy hold there from the Axis. Crossfire still had quite a lot of resources spare right at the end there as well. For the last like 10 minutes or so, he could have pumped out a few more units. Maybe a little bit of extra help. Could have contested. He had the double Jacksons here as well. Maybe they could have cleared off the bunker on the far side. Yeah, I talked about the raid tactics as well. That could have been another option. So I think Crossfire letting down the team right at the death. Unfortunate. But GG, you know, some really nice close the pocket action, especially the first activation. Very damaging. Exactly what the Axis needed to get themselves back into the game after they were pretty much pushed back into their base. Worked out quite nicely. Panther play overall from the Axis, maybe a touch unlucky. Could have been a little bit stronger, but overall, yeah, very fun game. Well played by the Axis. You know, they never gave up. Kept their eyes on the prize, on the VPs. They were able to squeeze this one out right at the end. GG. Well, anyway, guys, a wrap on that. If you like good game, be cast by me. Oh, I was got to talk about the rocket artillery as well. 42 kills, 28. That was devastating for the Axis. They were just so good with the rocket artillery. A wrap on that. Goodbye and good luck.